What up, everybody? What up? What up? Well, hey, we are back for another week. You already know who it is. Eric Shelton on this side. Then we got Jamal, aka Carolina Muscle, on the other side. So I guess this week is a little bit different. We're completely shifting gears and going back into our female bag and decided to get the female perspective of bodybuilding. So we have a great guest. So I'm gonna let Jamal do the honors and welcome her to the show.
Man, we have Britt from Nonstop. Last year, she placed first in her class at the Yorton Cup, fourth overall. So she will be joining us. She is so much more than just a competitor. She's a trainer. She's a coach. She does it all, man. So we're going to get her perspective on female bodybuilding. So, hey, let's bring her on.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
How are you
What's up?
guys?
Good, good. So did I leave anything out? I know you're a trainer, you're a coach. I gave you your Yorton placement. I know you done shows before the Yorton. So just go ahead and give me a little rundown about your resume or whatnot.
Um, so I've been now competing and a trainer slash coach for 5 years. And to date with Dave, I think I've done 12 or 13 shows, and I'm just loving it. I've loved it since the first show, so we're just gonna keep going.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we wanted to bring you on tonight so we could get the female perspective of bodybuilding. Of course, you know, us males don't know what it's like to be a female stepping on stage, and we don't know what you guys go through. So we just wanted you to walk us through that process. First of all, what got you into, bodybuilding?
Um, a bucket list challenge. Just Dave came up to me. He was just like, "I want you to do this." And I was like, "I don't know anything about what this is. I'm gonna go do it. Shut you up. It'll be a one-time thing, and I'll just say that I tried it." I did my first show with four other girls that were also trainers at the time at Nonstop, and I'm the only one left competing out of the four.
Wow.
um, it wasn't a one-time thing, and now I don't really know what to do with myself outside of the sport. So
So I guess with that, it sounds like kind of similar to I guess everybody on here that bodybuilders somewhat took over our life in some perspective, right? So with that, I know you mentioned David, right? That's who kind of mentioned to getting you into it. So how is it with we always throw shots at the men's physique guys on the team. So I'm pretty sure it's more than one bikini girl. So how is it being part of a team with multiple bikini athletes as well?
it's great. I am somebody, I'm a little bit more of an introvert, so I have to be reminded to like put myself out there more, even with my own teammates. Um, but a lot of them will, come to me for guidance or posing or just any questions. And it's nice to be surrounded by other girls who are also not only in the same sport as you, but in the same division. Because I'm sure you guys know too, even though we all do the same sport, how we go about prep and how we, what foods we're eating, our cardio routine, our lifts, like it varies from division to division. So when you have people who are similar to you in that way, it kind of it's just another added layer of support.
Absolutely. So what is one of your biggest challenges as a female in this sport? And what is a stereotype that females often get in this sport? So that's a two-part question.
I would say first the biggest stereotype is that I'm not natural. That there's just no way that as a female I have these muscles just by simply doing the work. I've been asked multiple times by men and women, like, am I on steroids? Am I on supplements? Like, what am I using? Like, I have to be using something. Um, and I would say the hardest challenge is defending my femininity. Like, I'm still a woman. Like, just because I live, just because I work out, like, doesn't mean I don't have emotions. I don't get upset. Doesn't mean like I don't like to go and get my nails done. Like, do feminine things just because I bodybuild. And I think that that's a big thing. Like they think we're hard. They think, just because I have calluses on my hands that I'm just rough and tough all the time. And that's not the case.
Okay, so with that, hmm, I'm about to shift gears again. Just go completely out the window. Go completely sideways. So, um, I guess the one thing that I always wondered, and I'm pretty sure Jamal will hop back in. Apparently, having connection issues, but I'm going to go the direction of competition and how competitive it is, right? So on the men, I'm pretty sure your teammate you saw he got into some, I guess, words back and forth, and it's all competitive with Marcus. So is that happening in the women's side of the sport in bikini, figure, any of that stuff? Have you heard any of that?
I think we're a lot more subtle and quiet. I think, and maybe this is just female nature, we'll do the Instagram lurking. We'll kind of like keep tabs on this person or that person, or like we'll have our own running list of competitors that were like, oh, okay, this is what she's doing. Got it. But like verbal exchange, I don't think that happens with the girls. I I think that's just the guy thing, but we're doing it to ourselves though. We're having the words, but we're just having them in our own thoughts.
So y'all be capping when y'all be backstage talking about, oh, woman empowerment. Hey, we love each other. Hey.
No, that's true. That's true. It's just I still want to beat you. It's women empowerment. This is all great. This is all dandy. But as soon as they call the class out, all bets are off.
Okay. So
Gotcha. So it's just go ahead.
go ahead.
Also, I was just gonna just I guess double down on that. So leading up to the show is just checking in, looking at each other, maybe in your head, maybe be saying some stuff, throwing some shade in your head. But as soon as you touch the stage and off the stage, you're empowering each other, picking each other up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think girls too, we'll do we'll comment on a post, we'll DM and say, oh my God, you're looking amazing. And we really will feel that. It's not a lie. I'm not just trying to gas you up, but it's also like, okay, this one, let me keep close tabs on this one. She's looking good. And then, when we get on the stage, I don't know you. But when we come back off, congrats, you did so well, you look so good out there, yada yada yada. Okay, well now let's see where we place.
So do you think that's just like a woman's nature because y'all are supposed to be nurturing and caring and loving? So is that why y'all don't do the banter out loud? Do you think it's just because like it's in y'all nature to be so loving and caring and
Yeah, I think so. Maybe that, like you said, maybe that's just the nurturing part of being the female. Um, Now, I do believe that there is some catty things that probably do go on. I don't knock that for a second. Um, like I've seen, not me personally, but I've seen or heard of, other female competitors kind of asking about my other teammates. Or I've seen women not want to do shows because a certain other female is doing that show. And I think that happens on the men's side too. But I think that's where like the cattiness kind of comes in, which then just makes it not enjoyable. Like, at the end of the day, men or women, if you want to beat me, then the only way you can beat me is to compete against me.
absolutely.
And I guess we could segue right into that then. So top four at the Yorton, y'all had, I think they split it with, was it 10 in each class last year? Somewhere around that 8 to 10. We'll just say 10. It sounds better that way. So y'all had about 50 girls doing, or 50 women doing bikini last year, and you placed fourth out of 50. So of course you even ended up on a Yorton flyer, with the top 5 bikini girls. So do you feel like there's any pressure on, returning one, or do you feel like you are one of the main ones that the ladies are looking at this year to beat?
I definitely feel both. Um, there is way more pressure. I was completely overwhelmed with the placement, um, especially with the special circumstance of only taking the first place from each class. Like you only get one shot, and typically you get at least got a third, You can get 1, 2, or 3 and still make it to the overall. That wasn't the case for us last year. And going into it this year, you know, even just for me, like I know I have to beat me. And I know other girls too are looking like, okay, well, yeah, Shelly, who won? Like I want to be up there with her, but then it's even her. It's 4 other girls I still got to get past. Lisa, Jillian, myself, and Tal. Like you all got to get past us too. And it's also the, you know, the challenge and the pressure of, am I going to let them get past me? It's absolutely not. So I got to make sure, you know, I stay on my P's and Q's and I do what I'm supposed to do, but now even harder than I did last year.
Awesome. So in this sport, what is the biggest difference you see between the women and the men? As far as you competing wise and, you know, stuff like that.
Personally, from what I've seen, I think sometimes, and even as a female, like I hope to see it kind of shift and change a little bit more. A lot of females I see, like David's always said something to us as a team. He said either you want to compete or you want to be competitive. And I think a lot of the times, you know, females, and that could be like the nurturing side and the welcoming side, we're just competing. Some of us are just competing. We want to look good. Of course, we want to do well, but we're not going really out there to be competitive. And y'all are competitive, very loudly so. And I want to see that be more of the case for females. Not just, you know, do the one show, do amazing, and then say like, oh, okay, you know, I'm going to take the year to grow. When you could really be somebody that could be like a force to be reckoned with in this sport if you just keep at it. So I want to see us do more of being competitive than just competing.
I appreciate it. That was kind of a wild, like out there, like a wild question, but I'm glad you got the concept and answered it because I just threw a ball out there and you caught it. So.
And I'm about to say there is one major difference, and I want to definitely hear your perspective on this as well. The big difference is guys always go first on show day, and ladies have to wait till 2 o'clock at night.
Oh my gosh,
So,
who do we have to talk to?
so of course we always make the assumption that oh, it's because they have to get their hair, they have to do their nails, they have to do all this stuff on show day. So, can you kind of walk us through, I guess, from a woman perspective of how do y'all feel about going on, after the guys? Usually we're typically well this year at the Yorton, of course, you guys have a whole day, but typically on show day when you will have to go after the guys, how does well from your perspective, how do you feel about that and having to wait all the way till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, maybe even 9 to go on stage?
It's nerve-wracking and it's so stressful. Like I understand the hair and the makeup, but you look at NPC, prejudging's at 9, 10 o'clock sometimes for bikini girls. I mean, they're getting their hair and their makeup done at 3, 4 in the morning. Now, I don't know if that's a switch or a sacrifice some girls would be willing to make. I certainly would. I wouldn't mind having to get up, but if I knew my day could be done earlier, because essentially we're just playing the waiting game all day. So when you're playing the waiting game all day, you're also playing the waiting game, with your body. You're trying to time everything right. You gotta time the carbs right. You gotta time the pump up, and then even when you think you time it right, sometimes shows get pushed back. We're delayed a little bit. We're running behind. So I think a lot of women would agree that it can be a lot on you mentally, especially when it's already show day. You already can have the show nerves of having to get on stage, and now you're kind of just sitting around wondering and waiting, like when it's going to be your turn. I would love to see the OCB just for one show. Let's just see what happens. But I think too sometimes with certain shows, the women bring out the crowds. Everybody wants to come see the ladies. So it's sometimes beneficial to have us at the end to bring out those spectators.
What you got going on, man? Well, yeah, I do feel bad for y'all, but I feel like if that ever changed, then there won't be that many males competing at any shows.
There's somebody on this video right now that's complaining about the second day. So I mean, I'm just saying.
Hey, it is what it is, man. Oh man. So, where should I go with this? Do you feel like it's fair and equal treatment between the men and the women? Besides y'all going last at shows, but other than that, do you feel like there's fair treatment, equal treatment between the men and the women?
Absolutely. If there isn't, I haven't seen it. But shows that I've been to, and even within the organization, I feel like all competitors are treated the same. I don't. Yeah, I don't really think anybody really gets slighted at least in our organization.
I definitely think y'all get more love than the men, though. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody loves freaking bikini for some reason. Oh, bikini's coming out.
Maybe that's why they keep us for last. They're just like, we know the crowds are coming in for the. I mean, we have the sass, the hair, like it. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, bikini and wellness. Everybody goes freaking crazy. So
it's a performance. All that time spent in hair and makeup, it better come watch us. Absolutely.
I had one more question, and it slipped my mind. What was it? Hold on, give me 1 second. Jamal, save me. You don't got nothing. All right, hold on.
You say give you 1 minute, brother.
Right,
Hey,
so I think it was about the equal treatment and things of that nature. So I was just trying to figure out what, because we know NPC, you know, they have different pay ratios, which of course in actual organizations don't. So in the women perspective, what could be better on that side of bodybuilding, if anything, besides going first? We know that part.
Besides going first, okay, so if we take out men and women, what I would like to see, some shows do this. I think it would be really good if it was just a standard. If it's a pro show, pros should go first. Like, let the pros be the pros. We've earned that right. Let us get on, do what we got to do, and then go. Instead of like mixing us in with the amateurs. And I would just let the women go first in the show and if it's a pro show, the pros should go first.
I agree with you 100% on that. As a pro, I hate getting mixed in with the amateurs. Like, yo, let's go. Just get us on stage, get us off, and then the amateurs can go do their thing. Yeah, but like just waiting around and trying to keep a pump and all that mess, man. It's like, hey, what are we doing?
Yeah, the show in Minnesota, their show that they do in September, I've done that show twice. They're pros. We start at 9 a.m. It's pro men, I believe, classic physique and bodybuilding, and then it's an all women pro show. They start at 9 a.m. I did that show. I was in and out by 10:30.
She said at 12 o'clock, I was at Texas Roadhouse eating, man. What's up?
I was on a flight back home by 1.
All right. So last thing I have for you, and then we're going to let you go. So just give us a little simple rundown on how much you spend average per show. That's including your suit, registering for the show, and everything. Because I know it's much more expensive for you females than the males.
Yeah. One show, $1,000.
Shit.
Yeah. Prep, like hair, makeup, other appointments, suit, shoes if you need them, jewelry. Like the girl, it gets deep. for the girls.
Yeah.
I thought that number was about to be way higher, but hey, I'll take $1,000 for that. But hey, this was an amazing episode. Like we said, we thank you for coming on because we've been. I know Jamal mentioned your name, especially after the other post, and it seems like you're like one of the most loved girls in the OCB. So it was just like we got to get her on. I think 20 people tagged your name and was just like nonstop, fit Brit. So it was like we got to get her on. So we appreciate you for coming on. But until next time, y'all.
Thank you,
Peace.
guys.
Peace.
Bye.